What's up, everyone? Happy New Year and all that razzmatazz. I guess this is my wish list or hunt list, want list for 2019. And I guess it's good to have goals, right? And we all have goals for what books we want and what we're on the hunt for and this and that. And I guess I might as well just throw my hat into the foray. And the list is ridiculously long, but I guess everything is within reach, because you never know, right? And I got some books here. Some everybody knows. Some would be like, "Why would you put that on the list?" But we want what we want, right? So I guess without any further to do, let us start. First book. It came out last year, actually. It's Batman White Knight #2. And that's just, I believe that's cover A, I believe. And that's the first appearance of the Neo Joker. And since Brian Murphy is going to continue his Batman White Knight series, I would definitely want this in my collection. It's like the only one that I don't have. I got the rest of them. But this one, the price just skyrocketed on it a little bit, and then I was always buying something else. So it'd be really cool to have that on my list. The second book we got here is Seven to Eternity #1, which right now I have the entire series, and I have the True Believers version of the #1 from Image. But I would really like the first print of this book. Exceptionally good fantasy. The artwork is astounding on it. They took a break, I think, during the spring and then came back. But good things come to those who wait, and that is definitely on the list. I got the #1 Wolverine for his first mini-series. And I remember back in the days when my cousin Demetrius first brought this book to my house. We were like, "Oh, Wolverine, look, he got his hat off. It's crazy. He don't have the mask on." We were just astounded by the artwork of this book. It's one of those things that, you just don't think about getting. It'd be like, why not now? And also the #1 of Wolverine for his ongoing series. That was my phone, pardon me. Just to have something really good from Wolverine to have. Excuse me. And next, yes, there are DC books here. Superman 233, which, kind of restarting the mythology over here with the iconic Neil Adams cover. And in this book, I've been looking at this book for 10 months now. So I think it's finally, we need to pull the trigger on this. And all the kryptonite on Earth was turned into iron. So, making Superman pretty much undefeatable. Unless you had a magic wand, I guess. And next, going back to Wolverine. But Incredible Hulk 340, just an iconic cover. And some early McFarlane work. A hot book. Hot artwork and hot cover, and every collector should have that in his collection, right? Now we're gonna go on a little mutant triad here, and I had this back in the days, had all of these books back in the days. I cannot, for the life of me, remember what happened to these books. I think I'll call it a hunting accident. Had ruined them, but I guess even ruined, I should have kept them. But the first appearance of Cable, New Mutants 87, definitely want to have that this year, and the first appearance of Deadpool, New Mutants 98, which we know both of those books are, pretty good price, but you never know what you might fall into in 2019, right? X-Men 121, Uncanny X-Men 121, the first appearance of Alpha Flight, and it's not even because it's the first appearance of Alpha Flight that I want this book. It's just that it's on my John Byrne hunt run. And it's John Byrne. And it's X-Men. I gotta have it. Uncanny X-Men 134, of course. And out of the Dark Phoenix saga, I think only this one and the next one are the only ones that I don't have. And I was able to acquire the rest of the Dark Phoenix saga in 2018. But the first appearance of the Dark Phoenix, hopefully the movie will suck so to drive the prices down. Did I just say that out loud? Yeah, I did. Uncanny X-Men 135, the true emergence of the Dark Phoenix in her red and yellow iconic suit. And you know, that one's not too high priced, but that's on the list also. And you know, John Byrne, gotta have it. Some more John Byrne action over here. Uncanny X-Men 141 and part 1 of Days of Future Past. I got part 2 for a really, really, really nice price. But this one right here, it seems like all the time I'm looking at it, it's, you know, up and up and up and up and up. And I guess, you know, if you want like an 8.5 or better, you're going to pay for it. But you never know what's out there in the comic book community and what people are willing to give up for, you know, if they have 2 and 3 copies or something. But Old Man Logan, first time, the real first time. And my X-Men Heart Attack book, X-Men 101, the first appearance of the Phoenix. And this is one of my really top tier books that I wanted to get, a couple of hundred. But here's wishing, right? And happy hunting and all of that. And I'm going to start on my Spider-Man kick, which we all want the Spider-Man books, right? Can't be a true believers, true collector without having some of that awesome, amazing Spider-Man action. And Amazing Spider-Man number 50, I believe this is the first appearance of the Kingpin. And, you know, I want at least like a 5.0 or something on it, you know, something that's not like too beat up, or, you know, at least have the cover fully intact on it, right? Well, beggars can't be choosers. Who knows? Amazing Spider-Man 100, of course, you know, an anniversary issue. Love that cover. I think Reggie Simmons had this up for sale, but I was broke at the time, so, you know. You don't be asking brothers for payment plans and stuff like that. That's a no-no. So we have the Amazing Spider-Man 100 on the list. And of course, another book that I had and somehow lost in my teenage years, The Amazing Spider-Man 238. First appearance Hobgoblin action right there with one of the most iconic covers of the 80s. I guess that's why MTV made that I love the 80s thing, right? But that is definitely on the list. Another book that's kind of expensive, but not too expensive if you can look for it. Some black suit action here. The Amazing Spider-Man 252. Always just too lazy to pull a trigger. I don't know why I always think quantity over quality, but I always end up buying like 10 books instead of just getting this book. But he is definitely on the list. And like, to me, that's, you know, I guess if you were born in the 70s and collected comic books in the 80s, this is like one of your favorite Marvel books. And I got a grail, and I guess a holy grail, I guess you would call them, but my grail for 2019, if I could get my hands on it, would be The Amazing Spider-Man 300, which I don't know if I even ever had this book. I had to have had it because I was going to the comic book store every week during this time. But I did not have this book, and I'd take this in a 5 or better. I'll take this in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, I definitely need that, and I need to have that graded and on my shelf by the end of 2019. And if there was one book left that I would give all of those other books up for and only get one book, and it would be my holy grail, it would be the Silver Surfer #1. Spider-Man is my favorite character, but there's just something about the Silver Surfer that just kind of calls to me. And I remember writing a story about the Silver Surfer when I was like in 5th grade. It was a really nice, awesome story about the soarer of the spaceways and the wielder of the power cosmic and all that good stuff. But this book courses a grip and is out of reach. But as I said, I would definitely give up all the books on this list to have this right here. And you guys let me know what you think of the video and what are your plans for 2019 and such. And if anybody out there that can help me, give me a shout out. Until next time, I'll catch you at the same bad time and the same bad channel. Peace.